Hello and welcome to Hail Mary Joe 2 TD Score Shows. I'm your host Jose, and we're off to the divisional rounds. We have 8 teams left, four games, and I'm going to do like I always do, pick 2 TD scores. So, that's the name of the show. Got to give you what I asked for, right? So, here it is. I'm going to have 2 tickets today. I'm going to have 4 players on each ticket. On the first ticket, I bet 50 cents on the 1s and 2s, so I only spent $5. And on the second ticket, I have 4 players, all for 2 TDs. I spent 50 cents on the 1s, 2s, and 3s for a total of $7, which means I spent $12. Now, in the wild card weekend, I had made a couple of tickets, and there was one voided player. And at the end of the day, we won 50 cents. So we didn't lose any money, but we didn't make a huge profit. But hey, it's better to be a little bit of profit than to lose it all. So remember, this is not financial advice. This is strictly what I'm doing and only what I'm doing. I'm not authorized to do that. And if you do decide to gamble on the games, please only gamble what you can afford to lose. So the first ticket that I have, 50 cents on the 1s and the 2s only, okay, all 2 TD scores, is going to be my long shot ticket, okay? And so I picked 3 players had 1 touchdown last week. Now, this is much different than the regular season. If there was a player that had 2 touchdowns last week, I'd have no problems betting them again this week. Not what I would do during the regular season, but it is what I would do during the playoffs because you got to ride the hot hand. And that's the way it is. So, the first player I have is going to be Brevin Jordan. Brevin Jordan for Houston, 2 TDs at 110 to 1. Yeah, that's right, 110 to 1. So just to let you know, he scored 1 touchdown. I like Houston in this game. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I like Houston. They're the most exciting team to watch in football next to the Green Bay Packers. So that's my opinion. And remember, we all have one, right? So the next player I have is Bo Melton for the Green Bay Packers. Now, with Bo and the Packers wide receivers, you just don't know who's going to get the ball. He didn't play, but he played. He just was involved in the action, which means that this week he could be because everybody's going to pay their attentions to the players that were involved, i.e. Romeo Doubs, right? So, they're a healthy bunch, they're a fast bunch, they're a good bunch, they're a young bunch, and I love them a lot. So, let's go Bo. What can I say? The next player I have is going to be, Bo Melton for 2 TDs was also 110 to 1. So, the third player I have is Trey Palmer for Tampa Bay, 2 TDs at 60 to 1. Trey got 1 last week. Now, I think Detroit can win this game, but you know what? At the end of the day, you got to play it, and if they cover and shut down Mike Evans, then it's going to move down, and Trey Palmer moves up. So, hey, let's go. He got 1 last week. What's to say he doesn't get 2? And the last person that I have on this ticket is going to be Dawson Knox for Buffalo. He got 1 last week, and he should have had 2, but, at the end of the day, they didn't pass to him again. But, 2 TDs for Dawson Knox is at 50 to 1. So, we have some really big odds. That's why I didn't play the 3s. I'd be happy with a single, a single as in 1 score of 2 TDs for these guys, let alone a double. And then we're into big money and super profit for the year. So the second ticket I have, the odds are a little bit less deflated, but you know what? I have a chance, except for one. One's still a very high odds, but I took him because I'll explain why. The first player I have is Isaiah Likely for Baltimore, 2 TDs at 20 to 1. Yeah, they said Mark Andrews was coming back, but from what I heard today, he's still questionable, so who knows? I think Isaiah Likely and Flowers are the best 2 receivers that Baltimore has, and at one point or another, I think Isaiah Likely's a great red zone threat, so that's why I have him at 20 to 1 for 2 TDs. The next guy I have is Brandon Ayuk. Pick your poison. Is it going to be Christian McCaffrey that doesn't play anything? Or is it going to be Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk? I'm picking Brandon Ayuk this week. He's at 9 to 1 for 2 TDs. Will it be the other one? It could be. It could be. San Francisco is turning into a team like Green Bay, like New England was in the past, that you just don't know who's going to score because they all can score. And that's the way it goes for them at 9-1. So the third player I have on ticket number 2 is going to be Sam Laporta for Detroit. 2 TDs at 11-1. Sam did get one last week, so hopefully he's going to follow through and get us another one, if not two. The third player is the highest odds player, but I'm taking him because of the game that it's in. It's between the Kansas City and the Buffalo Bills. So I'm taking Patrick Mahomes for 2 TDs at 50-1. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has really 2 good receivers that he can throw the ball to, and that's Travis Kelce and Rashid Rice. So you know what? If they're not available, if it's in the red zone, Patrick has run it. He does run it, and at the end of the day, Patrick just cares about the wins. So if he's got to run in a couple to win it, he'll run in a couple to win it. So that's what we have, and it's the divisional round. It's technically the best 8 teams there are, and you never know. Now, I mean, yeah, the first 7 seed, Green Bay, beat the first 2 seed, Dallas, last week for the first time in the new playoff format. Well, you know what? 6 seeds have won Super Bowls. Green Bay won a 6 seed with Aaron Rodgers. Giants won it with Eli Manning. I remember, I think, the Roethlisberger the first Super Bowl that he won was as a 6 seed also. So, the bottom seeds do have a chance. Is it great? No, but they do have a chance, and that's why we play the game. So please, I'll go it all over again. Ticket number 1 is only on the 1s and the 2s, 50 cents for a total of $5, all for 2 TDs. Ticket number 2 is 1s, 2s, and 3s at 50 cents for $7, total of $12 is what I'm spending. So let's go. We're going to go with Brevin Jordan for Houston on ticket number 1. Bo Melton for Green Bay on ticket number 1. Troy Palmer for Tampa on ticket number 1. And Dawson Knox for Buffalo on ticket number 1. Ticket number 2 is going to have Isaiah Likely for Baltimore for 2. It's going to have Brandon Ayuk for San Francisco for 2. It's going to have Sam Laporta for Detroit for 2. And it's going to have Patrick Mahomes for 2. So please enjoy the games, and we'll see you soon. At least for the next round. For Super Bowl, we'll probably just do SGPs. Enjoy the games.